Anyway, Missy, I listened to your messages. I get where you're coming from. I get where she's coming from. But I really don't see a solution. Because in the end, I am not just her roommate or her just indifferent nurse. I'm her fucking daughter. You know what I mean? And if Auntie's watching this, I'm not abandoning my mother. I'm acknowledging that maybe I'm too try, I cause her too much stress. I try to get her to do the right thing, or and I have my own problems, so maybe she and I shouldn't live together. I'm acknowledging that. I'm not abandoning her. I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, I can't stand this and I need to leave, etc., etc. I can't stand when she behaves like this, but I don't want to be the cause of this happening to her. And you could say you're not. I don't believe I am either, and I want to read to you guys what Joe wrote to me. Okay, my mother's body's toxic. All these medications are, it's built up for so many years. She's like, your mother's body's toxic. It would just be like an alcoholic or a crack addict or something, But my cousin knows something about that field, and she did tell me before, stress isn't good for people like your mom, and it can cause them to break. So it's not intentional, and I do the best I can, but if if it's decided that I shouldn't be here, I will leave. But she can't live alone. She should not live alone. I'm sorry, but she shouldn't. I really don't think she should live alone. But I don't know, maybe she can't live alone. If I'm not here and she won't, and maybe she can, if she doesn't have Omar as a responsibility, but, drum roll people, and she's getting in her break and saying she wants to throw me out, etc., you're not taking Omar, or damn well I'm taking Omar, you're not having Omar. I didn't yell at her, but I did say it. I'm like, yeah, right. You're not having my dog. I'll get Angel back. Of course you will. Then we go back to the same thing. She can't handle that. Angel requires a hell of a lot more care than Omar. And I she's not 100% in charge of Omar. I handle a lot of what has to do with Omar. So she can't have her dog back. Do I feel, I don't think she would want to. Could she live here alone, stress-free? Let's just put it out there. Could she live here alone, stress-free? Nobody will ever tell her that she's staying up too late, or not to go to bed and not brush her teeth. No one will tell her what to do. She'll be completely independent, okay? Completely independent. And also Omar won't have that companionship. She can't have her dog. I 100% do not believe. I'm going to tell you this. I 100% believe she is not capable of taking care of her dog, especially under the circumstance with all the pills and everything with her dog. It's a huge responsibility, okay? But take the dog out of the equation, take me out of the equation, and take Omar out of the equation, and she's just here by herself, living alone, then maybe, yeah, she could. She'll have nobody telling her what to do. She can get as fat as she wants, she can eat what she wants, she can not drink water, she can forget to take her meds, and nobody will know but her. Unless something bad happens. I don't know what else to say, okay? Because what C wants from me, and that she's relaying what my mom wants from me, is just an impossibility under the circumstances, okay? Because it's basically her having it both ways, you know? I have to check her meds, and I have to cut her trazodone into pieces, even though she is capable of doing it, but I do it for her because I can do it more easily. I have to, you know, this or that or whatever, but I'm not allowed to tell her if I feel like she's endangering her health, potentially, etc., etc. She can't have it both ways. I can't live like that, you know? I don't get on her case about every little thing. I don't know when she showers or what. She's supposed to be taking care of the thing on her foot. I know she doesn't take care of that the way she should be. I know that years ago, I did say to her, you know, it's really not good, especially with the thing on your foot, for you to stay in your boots, your wet boots, when it's winter all day long. And I really didn't like her having them up on the couch, and I said that, but she basically put her foot down. I'm going to do what I want. It's my house, and I dropped it, and that's it. She still does that. She can go days without taking a shower, and that's fine, and be in the same clothes, that's fine. It's her business. But health stuff, yeah, I do. I get on her case about health stuff. If I didn't give a shit about her, then I wouldn't get on her kid and care, you know? So, she can't have it both ways. And the fact is, if she does something that endangers my dog, I am going to get upset. You know, and if I'm not allowed to do that either, well, again, we go back to the same thing, you know. She wants to view herself as perfectly fine. She's not perfectly fine, Miss C. This isn't a case where she's just elderly. She's elderly and was diagnosed chronic paranoid schizophrenic 37 years ago. She's been in and out of mental hospitals. She's on a shitload of meds. This is not the same thing. I love you to death, but it's not the same thing. Okay? As her just, you know, you're like, oh, she's just getting old, and she just wants to have her space and have her independence, and you not telling her what to do, etc., etc. Yeah. And she also, I have to check her meds to make sure that she's put them in the box correctly. I have to make sure she takes her meds every night and doesn't just crash and go to sleep. I have to cut her trazodone even though she's capable of doing it. You get it? But I'm not allowed to tell her what to do regarding things that I know are beneficial to her health and well-being. Oh, I don't know what people want from me, seriously. And I'm also not allowed to ever get upset with her about anything at all, because it'll stress her out and she can't handle it. Yeah, well, then I can't stay here, period. And Auntie, if you're watching this, this is not me abandoning my mother. This is me facing reality, okay? It is what it is. I have a strong personality just like you do. You know, and I'm not a saint, and I'm imperfect, and I'm mentally ill myself, and, you know, I can only do what I can do. It's not like I sit here and just get shit-faced every day and don't do anything around the house. I cook, I clean, I hang out with her, we watch movies together, I get her to fucking off her ass every day, practically walking home her every day. And she wants to. There are times I didn't even think she would want to go, and she went, you know. I do all that, but but it's not enough. It can't outweigh the fact that I yell at her sometimes and cause her stress, you know. I don't yell at her for no reason either. She pushes me and provokes me, and I'm not some saint. I'm not a registered nurse. I don't have the infinite patience of a saint. But when she's sick, she goes and tells everyone it's all my fault and she'd be fine if I wasn't here, and she makes me out to be some kind of abusive monster, and that's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous on multiple levels. It is so difficult for me, okay? She's got these friends who don't know me from Adam. Her fucking church friend knows her history. Knows her history. Auntie texts the woman, and the woman refuses to take, it says, please take Samantha to the hospital. I got a call, she's having a break, blah, 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 whatever. And the woman didn't want to betray my mom. According to my mom yelled at the woman and said, who are you friends with, Auntie or me, you know? This is the same woman who's going to get on my case. Like, why did we, you know? They prayed over her at church. I heard her telling the dog, not the dog woman, well, she's not in our lives anymore, but the woman who takes care of Angel. That takes longer than saying, I'd rather just change hands and call her the dog woman because it's easier when I'm creating videos. I heard her, I'm eavesdropping, telling this woman that they prayed over her at church and this, that, or whatever, and that Auntie, she's got to get away of Auntie. She has a restraining order against Auntie. She's telling the police, you know, because remember before she did, but those are old circumstances. That's long gone. That's over with. I mean, if someone says to me, well, they're going to sit me down, your mother says you yell at her and it's your fault, she's stressed out. I don't just constantly yell at her for no reason. But I'm not going to lie and say that I don't yell at her. I do. And she does things that just absolutely, you know. But maybe her age and the meds and whatnot, she cannot handle me ever getting upset with her ever. And I have to acknowledge that, and Auntie has to acknowledge that and not accuse me of abandoning my mother, and I'll leave. It won't be because I want to. The fact is, I improve her quality of life. But you gotta take the good with the bad when it comes to me. I know I improve her quality of life. No one can tell me otherwise. I know I improve her quality of life. But especially when she gets sick, and it's like she's gonna just let people think that, oh, she's just my mom and I'm living off of her and she doesn't really need me here and it's all, you know what I mean? I know I improve her quality of life, big time. But it hurts me to know that she doesn't make sure her friends realize how much I improve her quality of life. And that's the bottom line. Auntie told me, make sure you call that hospital. She didn't say put the fear of death, but you know, put the fear of death in them. They better not send her to that shithole that, you know, that we're supposed to bring a lawsuit against, supposedly. In any case, we don't want her there, and I stress that to them, to Kingdom Come. All she wanted was her address book. Auntie doesn't want to have her phone in her address book because then she calls everyone and anyone. And so her auntie's orders. I hid it. And her phone's not charged. I don't know if she probably has a charger with her. I don't know if she could charge it at the hospital. But there's a lot of people, thankfully, they care about her. But remember, she's been telling, she hasn't told the whole truth. See? She doesn't tell the whole truth, so she's got all these friends out there hating me, and they're just, and if they can't reach her, they're going to come after me. See, all that doesn't happen to Auntie, so Auntie doesn't understand. Auntie doesn't understand what kind of position I'm put in. A woman who knows the truth isn't at that place anymore. It's new staff, new whatever, and they adore my mother, and that's fantastic. But, you know, you guys know I very rarely drink. And when I do drink, I tend to drink and create videos after my mom's asleep in bed. And in other words, I don't ever drink and bother her. I've never been that type anyway. You know, some people are like belligerent drunks or violent drunks or this, that, whatever. I'm just the opposite. I would get, you know, whenever I drink in bars, you know, I get horny, I get affectionate, I get all this crap. Never, ever, like, violent or angry or anything like that. There's different kinds of people who would get drunk, and that was my kind. Whereas, unfortunately, there's a lot of men who are the opposite and put a little booze in them, and they want to fucking kill, and that's why people sometimes wind up dead in bars and stuff, you know. Not me. I get sleepy and I get giggly. You guys don't know this because you've only ever seen me by myself. But in bars or, you know, my past life, I get horny and affectionate and giggly and sweet and everything else, you know. Never angry or violent or anything like that, no. I don't. My mom doesn't even know when I'm drinking because I told her the other night, I told her, like, you know, last night she's like, you were? I didn't even know it. I know you don't know it because I'm not falling down drunk. I don't buy a fucking 1.75 that's going to tempt me to drink more. Once in a while I bought a 750, I mean, but mostly I buy 1 pint, and then again I don't have a car, so 1 pint, unless I feel like hoofing it for quite a distance to go buy more, I'm kind of stuck with the 1 pint, which, you know, haven't even drank that. Had a couple drinks last night, a couple drinks the day before, but I have, you know, I've drank that much. I've drank more than that, but my mom never knows. She doesn't have a clue. Because I don't show it, I don't act it, I don't start getting angry or belligerent or anything with her or anything like that. I don't do shit like that. Poor Omar had to go, he went last night, but, you know, snow outside. He looked at me funny too. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. He came to shovel, and I had to tell him my mom doesn't want the driveway, because she didn't. She told me, I'm not going to have the driveway shoveled, and she told me not to do it. It's her home. know? I mean, Auntie gets mad at me for saying I can't control my mother. She could go, you know, it's her money, it's her home. She can do whatever she wants. She could throw me out. She could go access her ton, you know, she could do whatever she wants. And Auntie's like, I don't want to hear that, blah, blah, whatever, but it's the truth, you know? And then I could see getting on my case. Your mom wants more independence. She wants you to not tell her what to do, etc., etc. So, you know what I mean? I'm torn. Like that movie, the Frankenstein movie we saw. I'm completely like, what the fuck does this world want from me? You know? That's part of telling her what to do. Telling her to not share knowledge of her finances with her friends that are all mentally ill and all poor. I mean, that's telling her what to do, Miss C. What am I supposed to do? That's all part of don't tell her what to do. She wanted that woman down here that I can't stand. So me saying, you know, you can't have her, your mom. I can't stand her. I'm your roommate. Please respect that. That's telling her what to do, Miss C. You know, I can't fucking win. You know, I can't fucking win.